Rain is one of those games. One that may not look like much on the surface, may not feel like a lot mechanically, and could easily be lost in a sea of pretension, but manages to break all worries to create one of the most captivating games this year. Being an invisible boy ain't easy, and Rain tasks you with making your way through a strange but fascinating world, all while tracking down and possibly helping a young girl who is also invisible. But both characters are visible again when Rain pours down on them. It's this simple mechanic that will keep you enthralled gameplay wise. There's no underestimating the power of simplicity, and Rain demonstrates that in every form, from visuals to gameplay and all the way to the incredible soundtrack. Piano melodies with light orchestral support is all that's needed to be poignant and powerful. The premise is simple and rather straightforward. You awake in a world where a boy you play as is invisible, except when rain drops on him. The same is true for both the other character and the enemies, who are surprisingly terrifying. Nothing about Rain is complex, the puzzles are extremely simple, and the enemies don't have any other traits other than walking their set pattern and hunting you down. This primitive feel about them though is what makes them so intimidating, as well as the fact they are invisible under shelter too. You will spend the vast majority of the game moving from place to place, trying to avoid enemies while looking for shelter. You quickly come across a young girl in this alternate dimension where both silhouettes are trying to get away from the creatures while finding a way out of this strange European-like city. The story is sparse and intended to tell you a simple story in text that pops up as you traverse the different locations and city streets. It's never too far apart though, and it's always enough to keep you going. There are no names or major twists or thought-provoking moments. Instead, Rain aims for a single confined story that it pulls off rather well. Possibly the aspect that stands out the most is the incredible soundtrack. It's simple but moody, similar throughout but powerful, and is easily one of the most memorable soundtracks of the year that proves simplicity is a strength when captivating a player. Rain isn't a particularly long game though, clocking in at just a couple of hours. The game also doesn't have a lot of replay value. What it definitely has going for it is the fact that it tells a story, is a piece of art but without an air of pretension. It never tries to be any more than what it is. A story with an incredible atmosphere that once you finish will make you just relax and possibly smile at the enjoyable nature of the game itself. There is definitely a possibility that this game could have developed its story and concepts further, but as it stands it's still a pretty great game that resonated with my personal preferences more than most downloadable games ever released. For the full written review, head on over to GameSmack.net.